Hi, I'm Sandi Genovese and welcome to this episode of the Ellison Education video series. We're talking about the environment today, and I'll hold up this chart. This is an Earth Day activities chart, and the idea here is for the kids to do service learning, which is important to begin even as young as kindergarten, where they're going to sign up to do some sort of service activity that helps the environment. Examples would be, if you look at this chart, some of the kids have signed up to recycle aluminum, so they're going to collect soda cans. Some are going to actually clean the school. If you look over here, some who live close enough, or if you can afford a field trip to the beach, are going to pick up trash from the beach. You might have kids who are going to be planting trees. Now, I mentioned field trips. If budgets are tight and you don't have the money for a field trip, all of these kinds of activities could also happen at your school. But for the student to learn environmental awareness and responsibility, even as young as kindergarten, is a really nice thing. The chart is put together and it's illustrated in a fun way, either with the Sure-Cut or the All-Star or the Biggs dies. And you can see starting up here with the globe and the earth, and then we've got the recycle sign. I want to talk to you first about the broom, because it's not what you think. The broom on here, you may have a broom die, and that's great. But if you don't, if you happen to have the witch on the broom, which is this die here, I'm going to use this to show you how easy it is to take this and multi-purpose it into where we're just going to use the broom portion. So when I turn it over, I'm using brown in 2 shades. I'm not worrying about cutting out all of the witch. I just need really a scrap that is big enough that will actually cover the portion of the die that has the broom on it. I'm cutting in the Big Shot Pro, so all I need to do is just put the paper and then put the cutting pad right over the top, and then I'm going to just roll it through, and when it comes out the other end, I now have, and I'll turn this, let's see, I've got the broom in 2 shades of brown, which is just a really simple thing. If I decide that I want the handle portion to be the darker brown, I'm just going to trim away the witch so that what I'm left with is the broom. And then if I want the bristle part of the broom to really be obvious, it's helpful to go back and cut away this part. I'll put a little bit of adhesive. You would probably put more adhesive than that, but it's enough for it to hold it here so I can show you how you get this fun look. It will look even more broom-like if you wanted to take your scissors and cut some slits that would be like the bristles in the broom, and then you could even ruffle some of these a little bit so that when you place this back onto the chart, you now have a really fun broom that you repurposed from the witch die. I also wanted to point out the ability to cut all of the other materials, so that if you wanted to, for instance, cut the foil, or if you're planting trees, the saw, if you happen to have the saw and hammer die, thin wood can also be cut. All of these things can happen so easily just by die cutting and then adding them to this chart. Once you engage your students to participate in activities to raise their environmental awareness, keeping track of them in a chart that's colorful and fun, it just makes it great for everyone to view.